I'm Marco and I arrived a year ago in this beautiful, beautiful city, thanks to God. I always had it, I think, in the back of my mind that I want to be a fashion designer. On the creation side of my family, like both my granddad and my dad are shoemakers. So my dad started a small shoe repair and bag business. My dad never kind of followed up on this dream, and I think it's kind of nice that I'm it's kind of continuing his dream in a way. I really like to build a bridge in between different communities and different places. In whatever I do, it's always kind of building our community or doing something for a community. So I definitely had a very rough start. So that did really not come from a super creative background or anything. So I think like the only thing I knew was that I could draw to kind of express my creativity or something. And coming out of modeling, like I had a really restricted view on what fashion is and fashion could be. Patchwork started as kind of a collective for young designers that all focus on upcycling, but kind of now grew into this community with a lot of multidisciplinary participants focusing on a lot of performances. We throw parties. Really try to be a family that sticks up for each other.
We were in the same studies, same year, and then second week of the first year. And then since then, we've kind of been inseparable.
Yeah. Both in work and in life and in everything, I think. Yeah.
Working together is super fun, but also quite tough. But I think in the end, it works very well for a relationship.
Yeah, I think we realized quite early in our test, and we bring really different qualities to the table. It's like, okay, you're the best at bookmaking, so I think Mike was doing all the books. I was very fast in doing a lot of fashion illustrations. Very early realizing that you can't really do it alone, I think, and kind of really working smart with the fact that we are super different and that we have super different backgrounds and skills. I feel the most successful if I see people coming together and if kind of the thing starts rolling without me being included, or if I see that I brought two people together that really create something new, different together. Kind of, I really see myself as a middleman. Yeah, like start these small sparks and involve other people.
One day, our manager from the club, Anna, came and said, "Hey, I met these new designers." You enjoyed doing that, right?
Yeah, I love it.
But what caught my attention was that it's a fashion collective. And I come from fine arts, I'm very close to fashion designers, I'm a drag performer, I work through costume. So usually I don't hear the word collective to a fashion. So I was like, that's interesting, let's see what they want to do here. We're using the clothes as an attention thing to talk about other things, some as symbols, some are just by walking on the street, that's enough. So it's a similarity how we're using garments, and because we are all coming together for the act of transformation, and there it becomes when the real game is inside, basically. How we grow together, what type of values we're setting, how we move on time, how we're becoming friends, and what is the idea of friendship.
Just about undressing, we're about dressing people, so how do you put that into a party without making like a fashion show or something? So we will now make, our entrance price is fixed on either how naked or how dressed up you are. Always stay explorative. I think that's also what I admire most about church. like on a professional and creative basis, like they're my favorite party to work with, because it's just like they give me enough space so I can do the things I want to do. Everyone encourages each other craziness in a way, constantly. So I think there you can really fully express yourself and get support for expressing yourself. I think I discovered myself here, like in church as well. Like it's really just like that you guys give the space here where everything is possible, but nothing has to be. Like I think that's always. Feels like my home there already, and feels like I know them for very long, and life brought us together here. I think it feels very special. I think in all other cities in Europe, yeah, there's always still bigger tension in the air, and I think here it was always. Like in Amsterdam, whenever like I also walked in a dress or half naked on the street after a wild night at church or whatever, like I never get stupid comments or something. Like it doesn't really happen to me as often as, I mean, for example, in Arnhem, when we had these parties, we had to definitely bring travel clothes because it was physically unsafe to travel through Arnhem at night as a boy in a dress. So I'm very grateful in the end to be living in Amsterdam, and I think every queer person should be very grateful to experience the space here. But I think in the end there's still a lot of room for improvement. I think we have also duty as queer people here to kind of protect what has been fought for in the past and really keep it as a safe space. Just because it's one of the best spaces to be in as a queer person, it does not mean that we reach the ultimate utopia that we really want to live in. I lived in a lot of different places, also through modeling. Like I lived in London for over a year, I lived in Paris for almost a year, also in Milan for a while, and I think there's no city in Europe that would be this much of a good breeding ground for kind of creativity, but also I think especially community building. In Amsterdam, it's really like a celebration in a way, and it's different. Like you feel proud as a LGBTQ person on Pride, like really in Amsterdam, I think. Like here, I really, learned to be truly myself. Be a name for people that name means something. Like I don't want to be known by a random crowd of people, but at some point if like a fashion design student with a background similar to mine or something sees my story and it's like, yo, I want to do this or I'm inspired by this, I think then that would mean a lot to me. And I'm very proud of that, because I like, the right people are understood by it, and that means a lot to me. Like.